Welcome back to Sub-Zero Hero, where we've got 4 games left of Season 10, but we are in a tough run of form, and we are sliding our way down the table. We have got 2 must-win games coming up today. We're going to be playing 5th place Glimt, 1 place above us in that chase for European qualification. And then in the game after that, we've got the derby match against rivals Tromsdalen, who are up there in 4th. Back-to-back wins, and we are back in with a chance of qualifying for Europe. But a defeat in today's game, and the season is as good as over. So things were looking pretty good in the last episode. A 4-0 win against Ålesund, and we were looking like we could assert ourselves in that chase for a top 4 finish. But the following 5 games have been poor by anybody's standards. We lost 3-2 to Kristiansund, but even that doesn't really tell the whole story. We conceded yet another 2 penalties. Granted, it didn't cost us this time. Pedersen saved them both. But it was another worrying trend where we cannot stop conceding these penalty kicks against us. We got a win in our next game, but it was a narrow win. This game could have gone either way, to be honest, but Hugo Emper got a goal fairly late on for us. And we managed to keep our clean sheet in what seems like an age, but that was a rare bright spot during the last few games. We lost the next one 2-0 to Sandefjord. We were a man down after just over 20 minutes, and they scored a couple of minutes after the sending off, and we never looked like getting back into the game. And then against Vålerenga, well, it was the penalties that did for us again. We gave away another 2 during the same match. Each time it looked like we were getting back into this game, well, the referee gave them a penalty and we were down 3-0. Then in our most recent game, we were playing bottom of the table Sarpsborg, a game you really should be winning. We took the lead pretty early on, but after that we didn't really create anything, and Sarpsborg managed to score an equaliser, and we were lucky to escape with just a draw, to be honest. So if we can't beat bottom of the table sides against Sarpsborg, well, what chance have we in today's game against Glimt, one of the biggest teams in the Norwegian Premier Division, the pre-season favourites for the title, and we need to beat them just to give ourselves something to play for going into that derby match against Tromsø, even if we do get back-to-back wins, by the way. We're chasing 4th place, and 4th place are not guaranteed a qualification spot for Europe, because it all depends on the winner of the Norwegian Cup. The finalists are already determined. Rosenborg, who look like they're going to win the title, are playing Molde, who look like they might be relegated. If Rosenborg do as expected and complete the double, then the 4th place team will get a spot in the Euro Cup too. But if Molde shock the nation and manage to record a cup final victory, possibly in the same season as getting relegated, well, they're going to be playing European football next season, and even if we did finish 4th, well, it might not count for anything anyway. But no matter, we would like to finish the season stronger than just whimpering our way towards mid-table. Let's have a look at the team we're going to throw out today to try and get us a much-needed victory to halt this rather alarming decline in form. So we're tweaking the lineup for today's game, but it's been enforced upon us a little bit. We have got Trygve Kristoffersen, who has got damaged cruciate ligaments. He's already been out for a month. Looks like he could be out for the best part of a year in total. And at the age of 28, he's going to be 29 by the time he comes back. He might not be featuring again for us, unfortunately. So it means we've been playing Gorgeous George as our left back. He's not been hugely impressive, but at least he's a natural playing in that position. But unfortunately, Gorgeous George has got himself suspended for today's game. We don't really have a third choice left back, so we're going to be playing Hugo Riding there. He is a left midfielder, really. He can tackle reasonably well at a 6. It's more his marking of a 3 that means he's not cut out to play this left back position. So we're going to ask him to try and bomb on a little bit, be a left wing back, try and get some crosses into the box, because Hartviksen's going to be vacating the left wing. We're not going to be playing him up front because, our friend the Jonas brother has been on one of his little barren streaks again. 19 goals in 24 games. Looks like he's having a storming season. But old Jonas does like to score his goals in batches. He'll go and hit you 8 in 6, but then he won't score again for another half dozen games. And he's on one of those little runs now. So we're going to see whether we could make use of him as a wide midfielder, seeing as we have got injuries and suspensions, which leaves space in the team for a new striking option. We have thought about playing Håkon Skogdal, who is a player that came through the last youth intake. He's pretty pacey, he's a good dribbler. He's not a fantastic finisher, but he's improving. And if you have a look at his attributes and everything that's a 7 or an 8 now, you imagine going into double figures over the next 12 to 18 months. Well, he looks a fabulous striker, but with a balanced personality, the chances of him improving by that much are a little bit up in the air. So instead, we're going to play a player who has been improving very well. He doesn't have the best personality either on the face of it, but this guy's been improving nicely in training. We did have him out on loan at a fellow Premier Division club in Kristiansund, but despite them promising that he would be a first team regular, he only made 2 starts for them. So we recalled him so that he could help our under-19s avoid relegation, because with 6 games to go, they were in the relegation zone. Fortunately, they won 5 of the last 6 and pushed their way up the table, and that was in no small part to Paul Runningen. He's now scored 19 goals for the under-19s this season. Again, he is not a great finisher, but he's got some pretty good attributes, especially in the mental department. And he's got a couple of good player traits that could be useful as well. He likes to drop deep, so we're going to play him as the deep line forward. And then he's going to be playing some killer balls, allegedly, which might be good for our attacking wingers, our inverted winger who might get beyond Runningen as he drops deep, and Hugo, who's going to try and be an advanced forward for us today. Granted, he's not ideally suited to that. The acceleration is just 9 and the pace is just 11. He's not a superb dribbler either, but according to his star ratings, he's got plenty of the attributes you might want for a player out there. So we're going to give him a go. I thought playing with a deep line forward and a target man might not stretch their defensive line. And Runningen, I suppose, could go as the advanced forward because he is a little bit quicker. But that finishing of 7 meant that I thought he might get some one-on-one chances that he then fluffed. So we're going to try it this way around. If it's not working, we can always reverse them. We can always think about bringing Skogdal off the bench or bringing No Goals Hartvigsson back into the attacking line and seeing how that goes. We've got to make another little change in the team as well today. Our preferred central midfielder, Kim Herum, who's not got the best stats this season in terms of his average rating, but he's got 9 assists. That's almost 1 every other game for him. Well, he's unavailable through suspension today as well. So we're going to continue to blood our youngsters. This is going to be Christian Berntson's second start of the season, his 4th appearance. He's a pretty good passer, a pretty good tackler. He works hard and his physicals are pretty decent. The aggression's not too bad. The determination is certainly there. So we're going to try and play him as a ball-winning midfielder. It's a bit of a risk. We could play a more experienced player there like Ole Christian Jensen. But seeing as our season, well, is in the decline anyway, rather than bolster the squad with players who are experienced but really aren't going to develop any further, I'm just going to be bold and I'm going to use it as an excuse to throw more youngsters in. And if it means that they develop a little bit, even if it means that our season starts to peter out a little bit, well, that's the decision that I am going with. So that is going to be our team. Let's just show you one final little stat before we get out there for today's game that just highlights why we are struggling so much at the moment. And it's this one. It's the expected goals against, which I think tells the story of why we're not higher up in the table. Now, I've got to preface all of this by saying we are predicted to finish bottom of the table this season. And compared to the other teams in our division, we've shown you that we have pretty poor average attributes across the squad the bottom in the league in many categories, but we are very weak at the back. We should have conceded 43 goals according to this season. We actually have conceded 45, and you can see that set pieces play their part, not so much the corners, we've only conceded twice from those. The indirect free kicks we've conceded 4 times from. It's perhaps the penalties that have perhaps been the worst offender for us. We've now conceded 13 of those in 26 games. Every other game, we're conceding a penalty, and that's cost us points. Gotta say, Pedersen has kept quite a few of those penalties out, but it has certainly cost us. Hopefully, there won't be any penalties given against us today, and our young guns can go out there and get the job done, because we need a win in this game to give us something to play for in the final 3, hopefully giving us a chance of just sneaking our way into that 4th position so that we can cheer on Rosenborg in the Norwegian Cup final. Okay, we have got a home fixture today against Glimt. You never know, that might play in our favour. The stands aren't exactly packed these days. We're averaging just over 1,000 fans in a division where some clubs are getting 12 or 13,000. But you never know, it might help us to play in front of our own fans. Glimt are a good side. They have got a lot of players that are worth well in excess of £1 million, even £2 million in some cases. This is going to be a tough little game. Could have brought you back for an easier one, but I want to try and show you the key fixtures during the season, and they don't get any more crucial than this one. A win, and we are right back in there with something to play for. A defeat, and I think the season is over. And there, with 7 minutes on the clock, is Runnigan getting involved in the game, and that, can I say, was a pretty decent chance. In the under-19s, he's planting those headers away. He's pretty big. I think he's 6'2" and he's good in the air. But this time, he wasn't able to take advantage. Now Glimt have got the ball in our midfield. We've got a nice solid back line there. We need to try and win the ball back. Dibson, he's not the ball-winning midfielder. He's the deep line playmaker, but he's won it for us there. And now we've got Adoy Hansen. He's fed it out to Schönerson, who's disappeared off the edge of the cliff for the last few games. Can he get more involved today? I think he nearly got Hartviksen in. I don't know whether he was offside or whether that's just petered out for a goal kick. That was a chance. Finally, Schönerson shows us a little bit of his early and mid-season form. Now we're defending again, though. Don't give away the penalty. You'll worry the penalty's coming. It's not always when they go to ground in the box, by the way, that we're giving away pens. Sometimes they look like the most innocuous challenges, and the referee is awarding them a penalty. Sometimes it's difficult to read from the match graphics, I know, but certainly 13 penalties in 26 games has been an absolute killer for us. And what has Pedersen just done with that little chance? It looks like he spilt it right at the feet of the onrushing attacker. And we're a goal down with a quarter of an hour gone. It looked like a bit of a nothing shot, really. And he's just pushed it, not even pushed it away. He's pushed it directly to the attacker. Our defenders don't react. And we are down early. And you can see that would put us 5 points behind the other teams. With 3 games to play, we're not going to make up that kind of gap. And it would also mean that our run of form going into the end of season is really quite poor. They've had 11 shots already, 7 on target. This is a poor little spell in the season. Emper's through. The ref's already awarded a free kick. Dibson, he's not bad at free kicks. He's drifted one in rather than have a shot. Okay, Nessa's going to pick up the ball. This could be a breakaway highlight for them. The form we're in. Emper's in. He's onside as well. Cool, that was quite acrobatic from Hugo. In no way have we deserved that goal whatsoever, but we will take it. Charity is well and truly welcome at the moment. What's happened here? Riding? He's just launched it. Their keeper's come for it. Didn't look like he fancied it against an onrushing 6'7" Emper. And he has volleyed us back, David Platt Italianite style, into the game, but we are still ratcheting up no efforts, not even off-target shots. But we got the ball. What can we do? We've gone long again, which just returns the ball to the opposition. And we've got to start again. We're making it pretty hard for ourselves. We might have to maybe just edit how quickly we are playing the ball forward in our tactics, because we're not getting a lot of possession and they have gone close again. I think if we could hold on till half-time at 1-1, we'd have to say that's a decent return considering how poorly we have played. I think we need to get in there, speak to the troops. I think we might need to make some tactical tweaks for the second half as well. Okay, and we're back underway. This is probably the wrong half-time tweak to have made, but we've advanced the wide players. We've taken them from being a flat four in midfield to more of a 4-2-4. It means that rather than being an inverted winger, Hartvigsson can be an inside forward, because we saw absolutely nothing from him in the first half. The other player who's not playing well, by the way, is Martin Doosund Ibsen as the deep-lying playmaker. I'm not sure he's the best suited midfielder for playing as part of a 2. I think he's far better playing as part of a 3. He's quite slight, he's quite fragile, and he's not playing well today. We've got the ball clear inadvertently, and Ronigan is on the charge. We're only 3 minutes into this second half. Can he deliver something? He has. Schönerson can't quite get on it, and that's all you get in terms of highlights. Fortunately, that free kick has gone straight into the wall. They're still coming at us. That's a good challenge. And now Hartvigson's off. He's got the ball forward. Look at Schönerson on the right, by the way. He's there. If Hartvigsson can get the ball over, he's still there. Oh, I thought Hartvigsson had been taken out. Hey, we've conceded 13 penalties this season, and I've never seen us concede one with a challenge as firm as that. Boda Glimt go to ground in the area, hack Hartvigsson down. Nothing, says the ref. Nessa's on the ball. He's lumped it forward. Emper's doing a good job of dropping in and winning the ball. Not what you'd necessarily want your lone striker to be doing, but he's doing a good job of holding the ball up for us. But we've given it away again, and we've got a few tired legs out there because the gaps are starting to show a little bit now, aren't they? Jensen's gone out there and not won the ball. Now we've blasted it clear, and we got 71 minutes. We've not had a single effort in this second half. First thing that needs to go out is a shout, and I think we're going to demand more. The next thing we need to look at is whether we've got another change we can make to try and get us a shot on goal. Okay, we've made some tactical tweaks. No changes in personnel, but we're trying to play a little bit wider. We're trying to play with a little bit more tempo. I've even, forgive me, turned shoot on sight on just to try and get us an effort on goal. I don't think a point is going to be too useful to us. I didn't see how Tromsdalen were doing. Maybe if they lost, well, a point wouldn't put us completely out of the running, but look at the performance again. It's not been great, has it? And I don't think you're going to win a derby game playing as poorly as this. 10 minutes to go. Maybe we could snatch something, or maybe we're going to give away another one of our penalties. They are coming at us again. We've not defended terribly so far this game, although the gaps are starting to open up, and that one has gone worryingly wide. We've had 5 shots, 1 on target. They've had 18, half of them on target, and we are still scratching around. You know, I'm going to encourage them. I feel like berating them, but 1-1 against a team above you in the table, as much as you feel like berate, it's probably not the right decision, is it? I'm also going attacking because we need that goal. We've got 86 coming up to 87 minutes on the clock. We need that goal. Schönerson can't get on the ball. We've won it again, but Adoy Hansen gives his header straight back to the opposition. They're behind us now, and they're in, and they have punished us. And there you go. Now you can say it is all over. Even if we come back and get an equaliser, we are not going to be in the running for European football, I feel. They have got down the left. Maybe it was the switch to attacking. Made us take too many risks, and we have been caught out at the back. Can we at least give them a berate shout? We have. We're going to go very attacking as well. We've got injury time, 4 minutes. It would be a huge turnaround. Not one that we've deserved either. Emper's dropped into the midfield again. There he is. He's got players in front of him. We've got Berntsen up with him. We've gone white and Nessa is up. That's poor delivery into the box, and we're starting again. And Glimt are set. They have got numbers back. Berntsen, he's playing a little bit better now. He's got Nessa again. Oh, Doosan Dibson offered absolutely nothing today. And Riding comes up from left back. And that is a child's effort that goes wide of the goal. We've recovered to 7 shots. 1 on target in the entire game. And we are whimpering our way towards the end of the season. It's a worry going into the next campaign. It really is. I don't think we look comfortable in any of the tactics we've got trained. Certainly neither the 4-3-3 or the 4-4-2 are getting us any results. We're going to point the finger. We're going to tell them we're not happy. And I think that is pretty much the end of our campaign. We're now lying 5 points behind Glimt. It looks like Tromsø did lose. They lost to Vålerenga. A win. God, a win would have left Glimt on 42 and we'd have been on 43 going into the derby with plenty to play for. Now we're going into the derby with very little to play for. Maybe I should not have gone attacking, trying to get another goal. Maybe I should have settled for a point. But if I was good at making these kind of decisions, well, this series would have been over many seasons ago, I feel. I think the next time we see you, it's going to be the last game of the season. You never know. We might have pulled off a miracle. I'd expect us to have slipped down the table, though. Find out when we come back as we continue our quest to become Sub-Zero heroes.